Hello, mates. Welcome to London. Now, run for your lives.
And we're live. Take it away.
Amazing? Isn't that a great opening? Isn't that just a fantastic
It is the best opening. It would be even better.
I'm not just saying that because the guy who made the opening is sitting in the chat right now. I'm just saying it's an awesome opening because it's short.
See, this is where Tony and I disagree. Tony is all for short, whereas I like longer things.
I mentioned this while you were off the headset, but none of us know what the monologue was at the beginning of Tales of a Savage Land. And we listened to it for a year.
I know. And you're just going to show just how poor players you really are. I wrote that. My writing fingers were cracked and bleeding by the time I came down, finished with that masterpiece.
Because it was a tome as long as the Bible. But welcome to Vampire, Wicked City Kindred, and we're down one player tonight, but we're back up a player that we didn't have last week, so it's all gonna even out in the wash. And thank you to everybody who's joining us in the chat. Stormwolf, you seem to have some friends in there.
Yep, just gotta share the love. Get more views.
Last week, Grace, you weren't able to join us, but boy, did we have some fun. They managed to find their way over to the boat. Got themselves.
She doesn't know what that means.
No, I know. I made it to the part.
She did listen to the first hour.
Oh.
But then you know that
554. Thank you for following us.
Do we have a follow? That's
we do.
all.
We just got a follow.
Thanks for following, sweetie. That's the missus.
There you go.
What you probably didn't hang out for was them getting kicked off of the boat and ending up at Juliet Parr's North London Sheriff's, where they managed to find a hole in the ground to spend the night. The next day, they were, or next night, we should say, they were given directions to Violet Mary's, which is a clothery where everybody got dolled up in their Victorian garb. Now, the Ruptured Duck is the local hangout.
Right.
For most of the kindred, the movers and shakers of society.
Coltrane 131, thank you for following.
The River Fang is their publication that they find on the street corners that can give you hints about the city. And thanks to a couple of little maneuvers, they found themselves, the coterie, in a graveyard in the north of London, late at night the following evening, meeting with Slave the Gargoyle and Bainbridge the Tremaine.
Okay. All right.
We cut it off right there because the conversation was going to get interesting.
Doom's Puppy 93, thank you for following.
Now, I had put out a question earlier on the Discord to the cast, what they would tell Bainbridge about their current situation. There wasn't, it seemed, a consensus.
I don't know. I mean, Wes and I were pretty much on the same page. I mean, I understand what the sheriff was talking about, not wanting to give away too much. But I guess it really depends on who talks first. Roll for initiative!
You'll get a fresh one if you do.
So, Bainbridge has his question. What are you doing here?
It's obvious. We are attempting our very best to prevent a international intercourt incident.
Is that supposed to mean something to me?
But,
seriously, talk to me here. What is going on? I've got strange, unannounced kindred coming into my city by night. I've got a man on fire jumping into the river during the day. I've got Slave the Gargoyle listening and watching the city for me, and he sees great things afoot, but can't figure what they are or their meaning.
This is
And neither-
very good. Very, very good. I think that maybe, how's the expression go? We should pull all of our dice on the table. Yes? Isn't this what is said?
I love Georgians. I don't like foreigners on my homeland.
Oh, I'm not a foreigner. I'm Georgian.
Milking that joke. Just milking
Oh, yeah.
it.
You got it, baby. It's still effective. So, you know.
Every time.
Still makes me snort. So hey, but I'm a, Let's, it depends to on which sides of the river do you typically answer to, or are you a third party function answering only to yourself most of the time?
I answer, as we all do, to the council, to the prince, to the leadership of the Camarilla. However, as with all Camarilla cities, things aren't always what they seem. However, hospitality is. Knowing who is in the city is of paramount importance.
You should probably tell him why we're here.
Certainly the Georgians have a expression akin to breaking bread and sharing wine. This is without the niceties, more or less the same thing. This Dusable is the individual, as we've said, we are pursuing.
I do not know this name.
Then he was the primary offender. He had a head start up on us, and the thrust that he presses to the Camarilla in your city and to your Prince Regent and the council cannot be understated.
What is he doing here then? If you're pursuing him, what is he pursuing? Speak plainly.
And I was about to get to that. You are very astute. I believe, as the sheriff of Prince Maxwell, he is attempting regicide.
What? Regicide?
Don't forget to tell him about the sleeping guy in the egg. That's very important.
Sleeping men? Eggs?
Dusable.
Regicide?
This Dusable is, understand, he is a, he's in a zealot, an extremist. Perhaps I think so, it is pursuing the person who embraced him may have been of a more
Is there
Jordanian crusade.
Is there
mentality.
anyone here who isn't Russian or French and speaks the Queen's English?
Oh, I can speak the Queen's English if you do like, or else I can of course switch into German. I can speak many tongues.
I'm Georgian. I'm not Russian. There's a very big difference. Okay, since the sheriff is feeling things out, Dusable comes to your town to kill the prince and feed his blood to an egg which holds a sleeping. Was it Methuselah? What's the guy's name? Hold on, let me check my notes.
It's better when I don't tell you because it's more in character that way.
I know, that's why I play him this way. It's so good.
Well, I'm gonna eat this notebook and I'm gonna send you what comes out the other end.
He turns
in
around,
the mail.
He turns around and he looks at Arthur and goes, "Did I get it right? It's Methuselah. Is that just the old
one thing that I hope you caught when you watched the little bit of the episode is that when you arrived in London of this time, you had one last text message that appeared on your phone.
Right.
And it was from Genghis telling you that the Valerius contract was Menelaus's tomb.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's the name. I remember now. He's Menelaus. I got you, Tony.
Yes, and.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard of this Valerian contract.
Close enough. That's the Russian would say. Yes, if you're talking about Bird with a Knife and his sojourn, that was nearly 60 years, 70 years ago almost.
Well, it's resurfacing, and we're from the time where that's going on. We need to stop it, to save all of our kind.
To stop? Oh, all right. Let me see if I can parse this out between the accents and the incongruities.
What is this word?
Exactly. Dusable is looking for Valerius to release Menelaus against the terms of the contract.
Bingo, buddy.
Let me take you back. I doubt any of you were here in the city 60 years ago. But a mortal, a shaman from one of those native tribes, had the headdress and feathers and frilly things, and he came to our court, the Kindred court, a mortal shaman, mind you. He asked for a great favor of Valerius, and it was put down in terms for a contract. Valerius's blood was used to seal away a dangerous Methuselah for all eternity. All eternity, not 60, 70 years, whatever you feel like, for all eternity. The terms of the contract is he cannot release Menelaus.
It does not matter whether he can or cannot, he is going to. Regardless of what the contract says.
I think the part that you're overlooking here is that this Dusable character is Tremere. It is very powerful in the magic. And as he's speaking, he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out his V-phone just to do it, and he turns it on. And he just starts playing with it, and he goes, "See, what you don't understand, my friend, is that we are not from here. And the ones who use this magic to bring us here is the same one who's going to circumnavigate this contract. It's not your Valerius that's going to do this. It's Dusable. And you of all people should know just how powerful a Tremere could be. Oh, there, I found what I needed." And he sticks it back into his coat.
That object,
Would you like to see it?
what is it?
May I approach? I don't want to presume. And he takes it out. He's just holding it.
What does it do?
Well, unfortunately, now in this circumstance and in here, it'll tell me if someone else who has a device like this is close by. But aside from that, I play the boopity game on it still, because, that still works. It is a device that allows you to talk to someone of a great distance.
This...
Here.
This...
And he'll hand it to him. Look.
I just checked the chat.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Poor Wes.
You make me laugh.
Yeah, you're patting
right now.
Even without being here, you make me laugh. Thank you, Wes. We miss you tonight, man. Feel better.
As always.
It's perhaps if, because they will still work with each other, I believe. So that's
and he'll and Vanya will step a little bit closer and he goes, "Now you see, press here like this," and he'll show the screen pop up. Bloop. This is
teaching about it.
I do believe the word in English is technology. So, and he starts
he sees the screen for the first time, and he grabs your hand and he flips it over to look at the back of it.
Okay. I let him.
Because he's sure that he's looking
okay.
through a hole or something. No. I don't think you understand how far back in time you are. This is an incomprehensible device.
I do.
Well, right, and I mean, that's what we're trying to get at.
Yeah.
Right?
And then Vanya will turn and goes, Arthur, I think you have something else that you could show him that maybe also will help him to understand. Now, what Arthur will be taking out, do not be alarmed. Tell me, please, you have some very shiny bang bang on you.
Did you did you give him his thumb to do the VT activation on the phone?
No, because you can only imprint it to one.
Yeah, once it's your phone, it's only.
Yeah, it's my phone. I can't. I can let him monkey around with it, and I'll show him stuff.
Yeah, once it's open, he can activate it, but he can't turn it on and off or do that stuff. Mm-hmm. He can't access your files either.
Yeah. Why don't you show him one of your pretty little toys? I know you have some on you. I've heard very many stories of this.
It's poorly fitting into the 1859, 1858 shoulder holster. He probably had to doctor it up a bit. Pulls out his PPK.
That I can only imagine a PPK getting lost in an 1859 holster.
That would be awesome.
Like,
if we leave the V phone back here, you won't have to worry about the patent. You'll have to worry about the Terminators waiting for us when we get back.
But I'm just saying, comparatively, the firepower in a modern weapon is going to be much more compact than an 1859.
Oh yeah, smokeless powder, just going into like the more the current ball
even
and versus the
sound of it. If you were to fire it at it would be an unrecognizable sound to it, like a fire.
Yeah, so Arthur will just go ahead and I'm assuming that it's London. There's some bottled detritus and just like set them up and out. Let's go. And he'll put out 10. It's like
I do enjoy demonstrations.
It's like you have likely been to the Royal Arms Yards. You have seen these games done before.
Indeed, yes.
I will bet you. Are you a gambling man?
Oh well. I don't like to wager when I'm pretty sure I'm being taken, but
then I will make it a small bit then. So what do you say, 10 pence that I take out all 10 bottles before reloading?
It's without reloading. Oh, you're ridiculous, man.
It's like, then surely you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Oh, come now. You have another gun hidden on you or something like that.
Just go.
Oh my God, those are so cute. Make those sounds again.
It's a PPK, man.
I know. I'm enjoying it.
James Bond gun.
Yeah, it was just. Yeah. It goes. The slide goes. Locks back.
The message that I'm getting, ladies and gentlemen, is either that America is far more technologically advanced than I have ever dreamed, or you're really from someplace else.
Perhaps do you have any awakened in your city? Perhaps you drank some of their blood and now you think you're a wizard.
Amusing.
He doesn't understand the reference. Damn shame. Because since all these charadas thrown out the window is there is a we are here to ensure that our kinds all around the world have a future.
You do understand that if your enemy, Dusable, if he's looking to release Menelaus, you're talking about the destruction of your city, your kind.
Oh yes, yes.
And knowing Dusable, he will not stop there. He is a man who loves control, as my associate. He's just to live. can attest.
Are you here to stop him? Or are you here to do it for him?
Oh no, we're here to keep it from happening. That's why we've come to you.
You forgive my incredulity, but
What
the
is this
Sabbat, the Sabbat does want to destroy, raise, and then destroy their elders. It is a dangerous proposition, one that has led them astray many a time. It cannot happen again. It cannot happen here. What do you need?
Which is why we need your help. We need to find him.
We need to find Dusable. Now, this device that I showed you, if we are close enough, it will show he has a device just like this.
When you say close enough, shouting distance, how far away are we talking about?
And we established this, it's basically within the same building, is what we had
A
established.
couple hundred feet is about it.
That's what
100 meters, which you wouldn't understand. 100 yards. There you go.
Roughly 100 yards.
Within a block, more or less.
It's a very large city.
I know.
It would be more a matter of happenstance.
If it was an easy thing, we would have just done it ourselves.
I think you're missing the point. You don't need Dusable. You need what Dusable needs.
Uh-oh, here comes the treason.
I do not believe in treason.
No, I didn't say that out loud. That's Will talking. That's not mine.
It was not said, here comes treason.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Bože moj.
He will be going for Valerius. If he needs his blood, he needs Valerius's vitality himself. He won't be easy to access. Now, if I remember the terms of the contract, there was a stone, an activation stone, something that fit into the tomb. Do you have it?
Dusable has it, right?
Yes. We don't have it. Do you know where Valerius is?
No, he's sequestered as usual with his entourage, but largely inaccessible unless he can be coerced out into the open.
Who would have the power to coerce him?
He's a man of strange tastes. Hard to pin down. But here's my problem. Dusable is going to have a difficult time finding Valerius. But once he does...
Wolf's Quanch, thank you for subscribing very much.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate that.
That has to be one of your werewolf friends, Arthur.
Is it?
Who else would be here with Wolf?
Listen, I don't want to assume it makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
But thank you, Wolf Squanch. Well, good taste. Anyway,
as Bainbridge was saying, Dusable is going to have a difficult time finding Valerius, but since he has the artifact, he just applies Dusable's vitality to it, or Valerius's vitality to it, if he can extract it from him. You need to transport it. And it's not like human blood. Our kindred vitae does not travel in vials and things. Loses a great many of its properties. Would never activate the stone.
Salinity Rose just subscribed. Thank you. I know you. I see you in chat. Thank you very much.
So, two things I would need. There's a reliquary which can store the vitality. If you were to get that, you could then make your own move on Valerius and take what Dusable needs before he gets there. That way, Dusable would presumably hunt you instead of Valerius, since you are obviously easier targets.
There's some validity in what you say. But
Or we draw Valerius out and let Dusable attempt to make his move.
it would appear that if he does not have this reliquary that you speak of, he would need to kidnap Valerius to take
If
it.
he has the stone, he could just apply it. He could just beat him in the head with it, for all we know. I mean, that's all.
This is how it works. Interesting. Okay.
Any bit of Valerius's vitae coming in contact with the stone would simply activate. Then he takes it back to wherever the tomb is, and it will open and release Menelaus to bring hell upon the earth.
I believe we have a unique opportunity. Because Vanya, unless you have crossed paths with Dusable before, he does not know you as part of our little entourage.
I never met him when I was doing my education down in the.
He was not a guy you would have come across at all.
So
That's what I
if there
thought.
is, if we could perhaps find those third party, second party, those who are close to giving the Prince Regent to what his acquired tastes are, you can work your way into the prince's entourage.
I have a very good idea. Now, it could be full of Swiss cheese, but hear me out. There is this publication. It's known as Red Fang, correct?
Close enough.
They make stories in this publication about us, Kindred. Obviously, Dusable himself would probably know of this. We could have our friend from the bursting toad go ahead and write. Am I killing you, Tony?
Why do I come up with names?
Write a story about me, and I will be the bait to bring Dusable out. The story would be laced with enough information so that Dusable would know, hey, this guy, he's come from the future. He's come to get me. I will find
don't have that
him.
kind of time. Are you kidding me? We need to get this destroyed. We need to do this. We don't have time to mess around and play in the shadows.
It's not playing in the shadows. I mean, right now, Valerius is very well protected, far more than we could protect him. You could watch, and I could be a bait for probably, bring Dusable out.
Dusable looks he sticks out as much of a sore thumb as we do here. He's not that hidden. We can find him.
Like I say, he's Swiss cheese.
I'm going to point out another thing. Dusable arrived at a different time than you did. And unfortunate for him, it was the middle of the day. He burst into flames.
Oh, he's the Burning Man. Okay.
He's the Burning Man and jumped into the river. You could probably put that together.
Started a whole trend.
But if
There
you
we go.
understand that he's the Burning Man that jumped into the river, you don't know what he looks like anymore.
Burnt lasagna, probably.
Probably.
He would be more obvious to find. He can't be out around us.
I'm just a Nosferatu. I don't know what you're talking about. Because the player's an idiot, more so than the character. Arthur would point to Wes, or rather to Julian White, or Black, and Julian Black in this current establishment. As I believe you have, there's Disable once upon a time give you a very special je ne sais quoi, keepsake memento of his
Julian has a
bond.
vial of disables. In fact, you had used it at one time to have Napoleon track him down.
That's right. I forgot all about that.
You had him sniff the blood. But that's about all it's good for, and you don't have Napoleon.
Yes, but originally that was the whole reason we came to find Bainbridge, because Bainbridge could use the Vitae to find him.
You think Bainbridge can track him from the Vitae?
Yeah.
Because all that weird blood sorcery waggle-fingeredness.
Julian will give it to him, and Bainbridge will see what he can do, what he can divine from it. Also, Julian will drop that vial and be gone. He will disappear from your sight, just vanish into the shadows. All you hear is an echoey, "I'm out!"
Did he just say that in the stream?
Nope, but there you go. That's what.
Oh, I expected it.
I had given him the option earlier if he wanted to stay with you or if he was just going to peace out and disappear, and he's gone.
He's doing his own investigation.
He is. He's kind of had some bug up his ass, and he went to go check it out.
Well, come on.
No,
Vanyo's about as inconspicuous as, well,
I'm out.
Fireworks.
No, so we're gonna see the myth of the Ripper happen like 30 years before we're supposed to.
Oh, the things that Julian would do in London in mid-19th century.
Nice night for a walk.
Bainbridge wants to discuss just one more thing that kind of slipped out, and he says, the future. You know, for all your double talk about technology, and I did not imagine the future.
You didn't imagine a future.
No, I
How
thought
can you
maybe.
not look for the future?
No, I just mean I can't imagine that you came from there. The things that you showed me are otherworldly. I thought you were aliens, to be honest with you.
There was a scare.
Something Mr. Jules Verne might write about.
No. Wait for the first publication. It's a riot.
If we had only known, we could have brought a history book with us.
Boy, if any of you could roll for history too, that'd be great. Usable probably knows more about that than you do too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because he's a freaking nerd.
Wait, what? I didn't ever actually get to make that roll, just for grins. I want to know.
Yeah, let Lilith make her roll, Tony.
Well, rolls. We haven't rolled anything tonight because.
No, not tonight, but last week about the history. Like if I would know anything.
Roll me. What's good on your sheet? Because I'll give you every chance you can have.
Wow! Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, right.
Look, you got a couple of intelligence, and you've got a couple in.
Yeah, that's what I was having issues with, is a pair.
Occult. Go with occult and go with intelligence and get me more than a 3. How about that? Roll 4 dice and give me 3 successes.
I think I did. Just 2.
You want to? No, you only got. Let's see. Why did you rolled? No, roll
Occult.
your occult plus your intelligence.
I thought it did. I think it's just being weird because of the connection. Sorry.
No, it says only dice rolled was 2.
No, it is weird.
Roll
You're
occult?
right. Intelligence. I don't. It's not working. Should I do it the other way? Shit. Sorry.
Or you start with the.
Well, on the second
cult.
one, you got a green too. Doesn't that count as?
That's a
but-
10.
But, the other one still, you needed 3. Never mind.
And I'm still
Well, no, that
only
counts as
rolling
double.
my occult dice.
Yeah, when you hit a cult, does it say add intelligence, right?
Yeah, and then I hit intelligence and I hit submit and modifiers none, and then hit submit, and it's just rolling my occult.
Huh.
Just take the second one.
I'm not sure what to do.
That's okay. Well, you made it with that one roll anyway, but I guess what we'll do is if your sheet keeps acting up, we'll just add 2 modifier dice. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Or there's always the if you just type in /R
yeah, just
Right.
roll
and then just like
up.
however many D10 for the combined dots, difficulty 6, which
Yeah.
that'll be the fucking less than.
Gangthor said, "Are
or
the hunger
greater than.
dice taking up the intel?"
Yeah, right. Is the less than dice, so less than 6.
Yep. Let it explode. Yeah. All right.
I'll throw it in the Discord so you can see the macro.
That works.
Your history, Lilith, about London at this time in this period in history is a little scattered. But you
Okay.
do know that there is a representation here of all the different clans, and
Okay. Yeah,
Believe.
so I
So-
know that they exist.
there
Yeah.
are Anarch and there are Camarilla here. There are also Sabbat that tend to hide underground. Plain sight, but they keep quiet under the radar.
Right.
The Sabbat would probably have a good idea of either what you can do while you're here, if you can find it.
Okay. All right. Well,
So, but you'd also have to deal with some crazier people.
right. All right. So, I mean, with that, I'll just kind of keep it under my hat for now, and I'll decide.
Well, Bainbridge will take his leave then. He will take the vial from Dusable and see if he can come up with something that would help you discover his whereabouts. He doesn't have anything else for you specifically, but he will send word for you at the Ruptured Duck. Not the other thing.
Something toad, right?
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. It's duck, not toad.
They're not even the same. You could have said goose.
With a little puff of smoke, like a magician, he's gone. Bainbridge has disappeared back into the night. Whoosh. What now for you?
What time is it?
Probably just around midnight.
Oh, so okay, early.
Yeah, it's like morning for us.
Right. I don't know what would be next. I mean, we don't want to go poking around too much. We make ourselves obvious and aware.
I mean, I still think we should find Disable. Even if we've got this other on the side, I think we need to do both. We can't just sit here and wait and see what happens.
In a matter of triangulating his position. If presumably the Camarilla and just general like Kindred and kind in this city of great import are around the Ruptured Duck. Starting our search from there and spreading outward. Making inquiries. The legwork.
Yeah.
From the Ruptured Duck, where it is on the map right now, if you're looking east, it gets industrial and, retail to industrial. If you're looking west, it gets financial and political, and eventually royal in the mortal sense. North, it gets a little bit more agrarian, some farms and farmlands and blacksmith shops and on that. South is south of the river, and south is hoity-toity land. It's the vacation hotspots. It's the green fields. It's the wonderful cafes, the tea houses, where all the industry of the Thames goes to the north side. The south side is protected from that crap. They don't allow it there. A lot of it is maintained by the royal family, the proper British royal family. Training grounds for their military are over there. It's all very nice. Greenwich, the commons, the greens, hunting lands. So, from the Ruptured Duck, you are fairly centrally located, almost literally in London. On your journey, you will probably pass 1, 2, or maybe even 3 of the London Underground tube sections still under construction. Someday, there will be a proper subway that links all aspects of the city to each other, and transportation will be even easier. It's the marvel of the future, the tube.
So, do we know about when this contract to like bury what was it?
1790-ish is
1790.
when Bird with a Knife came to the court of the Camarilla and found a way to permanently seal a Methuselah away for all eternity. All he needed was some powerful vitality.
Yeah. I mean, and what year did you guys say that we were in?
1859.
1859.
Away from everything you've ever known.
Yeah. I guess on the road, like the travel back to the Ruptured Duck, I turned to Arthur and I'd ask him, you've said a couple of times that you're not having these dreams. Why aren't you having them?
You remember when we were in the labyrinth? We went to the lady with the very strange woman. All of you had your particular visions and your glimpses, arcane and mature as they may be, of your future laid out before you, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I had no such thing. At first, I thought that it meant I would meet my true death within the next couple of months. And the price of my ambition, the price of these hands stained red. But now, I do not know. As I perhaps having no clear future, no discernible future is what is now saving me from this. Perhaps Big Papa Gangrel simply does not give a fuck.
Who is the first of your kind? Have you seen him?
Not in
Do
my
you know
dreams.
his name?
I'm still reeling and coming to terms with meeting my sire, and he is a wee little boy.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to the figure he is when he embraced me.
Yeah.
And I never concerned myself with these things. These talks of antediluvian and Golconda, I always embraced it as myth. We are what we are. We are just You are human, but more, and without the baggage. And that is why
right?
and that is why I relish being what I am. That's why I enjoy. Because for most of my life, I have seen the clouds, the murk of factories and refineries blocking out the sun, and until then, the shelling, ever and ever on. This daily strife is a swan song to me.
Yeah.
This is why I like what I do. And I would not. My only complaint is that my Napoleon is not here. He's probably so worried.
Can I tell you what I see in my dreams? The disturbance that who I named myself after, only to find out that she is not someone to be toyed with.
Of course, whatever you wish to disclose, this is up to you. I will lend an ear if that's what you require.
So I see Lilith. I see her coming out of the depths of Lake Michigan, back in Chicago, however long that may seem. And she's coming for Arvite. She just wants to consume us. And she had a son with Adam way back when, the first attempt at humanity.
If you don't know the Lilith mythology, Lilith is supposed to have been the first of God's creations prior to Adam and Eve, but she was troublesome, so God cast her out and started again.
The uppity firstborn.
But eventually, Adam and Eve were cast out of the garden and sent out into the land of Nod, where Lilith had begun her population. She had a child with Adam, according to lore.
Yeah. But he was abandoned and raised by wolves. I don't think there's an accident that we've met.
I think not. But there's a how is it they call it in the Kindred of the East, kismet. Perhaps it is just a roll of the dice.
She had a child in this pack who was said to be half human, half wolf.
Vanya will pull his eye out.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Start polishing it. Maybe we could go somewhere. You guys could sit down, have, a cup of tea or something while you talk.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that we would have made it back.
Yeah, I always presume these asides are always walk and talk, just to save narrative time. But yeah.
Do you want to go back to the ruptured duck?
I think,
or are we headed elsewhere?
I think, like the best parallel, at least that Arthur can connect, is that the Ruptured Duck is more or less like the Succubus Club in Chicago. Like it's before that happened. The Succubus Club. It was the big, or hopefully not as intense as Hate Church. But a big old powwow get together, good old time. Maybe with some good music in private rooms.
Lenoir said we have rooms there, right? That was his name, right? Lenoir?
Yes. The Stephen Lenoir, the publisher of the River Fact.
Yes.
Among his
Jordan
endeavors.
Stood ourselves up in our rooms, possibly schmooze, which I will leave to are more socially inclined, unless I need to, throw someone through a table. Or just talk to someone until they're confused. And then see if we can pick up any leads, any hooks, any lines, and follow those wherever, and just kind of expand outward. Because try and, like I said, pulse, to use a different terminology, a different spice terminology, get a pulse of the prey and find where they are.
Yeah. I think that if people are going to stay there, I'd probably be out. I want to go see if I can snuff up Dusable outward. Just slowly circling myself until I can come back home.
Where do you want to try to find him? Or where do you want to go?
I mean, I know where he got burned at, right?
You do. It's right in. It's where you came in. It's where you arrived. It's by Sri Sansa's newsstand.
I would assume that he didn't get very far from there, so I snuck around there.
You got it. So you'll go down to the river. The dock's right by Sri Sansa's, about a block away from there.
Okay.
Yeah, because you weren't here for it, but Tony had said that in a pinch, you could go just dive and spend your day at the bottom of the Thames.
The Thames is murky.
So I have also another ability that lets me stay out. I think
Thank
an
you
hour.
for liking the stream, Robert Jackman.
You do. You have an ability to stay awake. Do you have an ability to be out in the sun?
I mean, right.
Yeah, you can stay up, but staying out is something that thin bloods can do usually.
All right. Sure. I'll try to find it, but not that I'll
for that. But yes, you can.
Alex RX, thank you. XR, sorry, Alex XR, thank you for following.
If you would be willing to do it, and boy, this would ruin the dress immediately. But you could jump into the.
Right. I mean, I think
It's the when you're talking to the seamstress, it's like, have you heard of the term tearaway?
Yeah,
and just Bruce Almighty out of this. Woo!
It is nasty. The Thames is polluted. It is quite dark. It's not very deep, only about 12 feet deep, because that's the draft on most of these big boats.
Yeah.
So,
and filled with shit. Yep, I know.
and silty on the bottom, murky. Yeah. You could use your advanced senses, but you wouldn't be able to see far or hear very far.
Yeah, but that'd be a problem for once I came back up, right?
Well, no, it'd be a problem for when you're down there, because you don't have to breathe and you don't care about the condition.
Right.
But how far you can see under the water would be very limited. What you can hear would be limited.
Okay.
You're not going to go swimming in your dress, are you?
And that dress would be
just take it off.
She wants us to be like the pollutant Mary Poppins.
I guess.
Just kind of
just takes time, right? That's the only thing I was thinking.
2 hours later, you're out of your dress. Yeah.
Well, it's taking an extra hour to get undressed.
Yeah, there's a lot of buttons.
And many layers too. Many layers.
Yeah.
So I guess I probably won't go that extreme. Obviously, it's not necessary yet, but.
Then let's put you down by the docks doing a little investigating. How about asking questions, looking for clues? Vanya, what do you want to do?
Vanya's at the ruptured toad. Duck.
Son of a bitch.
He's gonna be smoking some cigarettes, swishing wine around in his mouth, that sort of thing.
Can he do that? Well, you can't drink it, but
he just likes to taste, so it's like,
nah.
So he gets one glass, it lasts all night, you know what I mean?
Cheap date.
Keep spitting it back out.
Just little sips.
Okay.
By the end, it's just like half saliva. It's
pretty much
all curdled.
Yeah.
What are you?
Start to change color.
What are you looking for? Doing? Who are you schmoozing with? What are you looking for?
I'm basically just schmoozing with everyone. I'm waiting to just see what might pop up.
Well, you should roll something for that then.
Okay,
Something
let's roll.
social.
Let's roll.
You have social abilities, don't you?
Yeah. Let's take a look at it.
Your hunting thing is like Yas Queen, isn't it? Like, yeah, certainly hope so.
Let's see. Here's the skills.
The middle column is your social skills. What are you best at? I think it was
persuasion. Yeah, persuasion. So, I'm just
persuasion. That's not really what you're looking for.
No,
right?
it's not.
You want to pick something up.
Streetwise, I have that.
All right.
I would think that's because it's basically what I'm doing is I'm laying out information, but not too much information, just to see. I'm fishing is what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just seeing what snaps. That sort of thing. So,
roll me your wits and your streetwise.
Okay.
And let's see. Let's see how you do.
I got 3. I got 2 for my hunger success.
Yeah, you did, and you only got 1.
Wow, I didn't realize my hunger was at 3. Didn't I slake
You know what?
that?
It did it to you too. You only rolled 2 dice. I don't know why these sheets must be broken.
Yeah.
Roll that again. So your streetwise
Okay.
plus how many dice do you have in wits?
Will, if you look in our
3.
our group chat, I have the Roll20 macro for the D10 pools.
In the group chat in
Discord.
In Discord. I'll have to That if I open up Discord, it's going to get all over on the Dooma Hicker there. So I'll go and I'll get it, but
the doobly doo, yeah,
because it'll replace the backdrop.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
That's fine. Just add 2 or 3 dice, whatever you have in your wits, as
the modifier.
Okay,
modifier,
so just roll
modifier.
3d10 is what I'm going to roll, right?
Well, okay, you can do that
Right?
too.
So
Yeah.
here's boop. I got a 6, a 1, and a 4.
Oh, Christ. Why'd you have to be so bad at this? That's 1 success on those 3 dice. So out of, if you spend a willpower, which means you reduce your willpower by 1, you can re-roll up to 3 of those dice.
Yeah, sure, why not? Where's my willpower pool on the sheet
It's
so I can
on
lower
your
it?
sheet. If you're gonna, spend a willpower, re-roll 3 dice.
Where's it on the sheet so I can lower it?
Next to your health, there's health and willpower.
There we go. Okay. So, do I just tick away the box? Is that what I would do?
Yeah, you take away the box, it'll put a slash in.
Got it. Okay. Whoa, somebody did something.
Somebody did something?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, an anonymous cheer.
Oh, well, thank you. We appreciate that. Okay. So, I'm going to get to re-roll my wits, is what you're saying now. Okay. So,
yes.
3d10. I got a 10.
You did. That counts as 2.
Okay.
Excellent. Plus your other successes.
Yep.
Almost forgot what we were looking for at this point.
I see it in there, Storm. Thank you.
You're throwing out some little feelers around. You want to talk to people about things they might know. Bainbridge is the local spy. Bainbridge and his gargoyles around town, he sees and hears most everything, which is why he responded quickly to you, and rumors are already starting to circulate about that. But a nasty old Nos is going to come out of the shadows and sit down next to you with a top hat on. Strong, almost skeletal face. You're looking for the burned man, are you?
I'll pull my cigarettes out. And I'll open up the pack and I'll offer them. Do you smoke?
I'll take one, yeah.
I'll slide my lighter across the table to him. Not trying to hide any of the facts that this is from the future cigarettes and lighter that I've gotten here. So.
My God.
He just keeps doing it. The man who sits across from you in his top hat there.
The burn man. Oh, you mean the fellow who go poof, caught on fire and jumped into the water?
Yeah, that's him. I think I know where you can find him.
Oh, you do you? Well, first, allow me to introduce myself to you. We can't have a conversation if we don't know who we are. I am Vanyu Konya. Very pleased to meet you. And you are?
I'm Wraith Haversham.
I think I've heard of you. Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes, I'm very popular.
Yes.
The Burn Man.
How do you know that this burn man, where he's at? How do you know these things?
He crawled to us.
Oh, he crawled to you?
He crawled to us, I tell you. He crawled.
Well, do tell. This is very interesting. And while I'll put my cigarette in my mouth, and I'll pull out my eye. I'll pull out my handkerchief, and I'll start cleaning it while he's talking.
You're looking for something that's going to freak out a Nos.
I'm just doing how I do, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, Haversham, he might just pull out his own eye.
Then we'll have something in common. We'll start a club,
and his is still connected. So
that would be awesome.
Swirling it around.
The thing of it is that I know that by pulling out the eye, it shows that there's something just not quite normal about Vanyo.
Yes.
That's the reason he does it, just to put a little of into the air. Nothing more. You know, it's not like a top that, sort of thing.
I think the Nos understands the complexities of transformation into Kindred. He didn't always look like this either.
Yeah, right.
He didn't always look like Ebenezer Scrooge, but alas, here he is.
Right. So then he'll keep cleaning it, and it's like, crawled to you, he did he?
You know, they're the miracles of modern technology. Have you seen the stuff they can do nowadays?
Yes. Modern technology.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you have no idea, my friend.
They're digging these tunnels all over the city. You've seen them, right? They're gonna put some underground sausage machine.
I hear they're going to put a big iron horse in there. Go choo-choo, go all under the city.
Put a train under the ground. I mean, how stupid can you get? But they're gonna do it.
Originally, there were sewer lines. You guys know this, right? The tube was sewer.
A lot of it.
That's what they're building them for.
No, the tube is the London Underground.
Yeah, it eventually gets turned into that. At first, it was the
1859. It's the London Underground.
Fair enough.
No, I'm doing my research though. Haversham is not impressed with the whole idea. However, south of the river, there's a place called the Crystal Palace.
I've heard of this place.
They already built the station. There's no tube connecting to it because, that would be fucking crazy.
Thank you for the cheer.
But the station is there. From what I heard, and heard I did from other Nos, so that was the truth. This thing crawled out of the river, went south, and found his way into the basement there, into that Crystal Palace station.
And one of your people helped him.
I can't speak to whether they helped him or not.
Oh, I see.
I don't know that. I think You'd have to ask them, but I think they thought it was another Nas.
Oh, this is understandable. Yes. So, tell me, what do you want?
That's the way, isn't it?
Of course it is, my friend.
The Crystal Palace is under the control of the gangrel down south. That doesn't sit well with me. So
You don't like the puppy dogs.
You know how they say glass houses, you shouldn't throw stones?
Yes.
Can you imagine a gangrel living in a glass house?
No.
The Crystal Palace is made of glass.
I'm following you 100%, my friend.
I want you to take it from him.
Oh. You want me to take from him Crystal Palace, which he oversees, but he owns?
No.
Honestly.
Your guy is a squatter. I want you to take the Crystal Palace from the gangrel.
Yes, so the Crystal Palace from the gangrel, but he owns this Crystal Palace, you're telling me? I heard that this place was like for, fun, entertainment. No?
You must be new in town.
I totally knew. I figured that the rumors would have probably told you this.
We control things. When this new tube is done, that's mine.
Oh, yes.
The tube is going to connect to the Crystal Palace.
I understand now.
So I want the Crystal Palace first. The way they built the station there before there's any line, that's what I want. I want my station. I want the Crystal Palace.
Oh, such passion. It's good.
But your man is there. Whatever he is, he's not a Nos.
No, I can assure you this he is not. Okay, well, I can tell you this much, my friend Wraith. I will look into it. It's very generous of you to come to me with this information so freely. I mean,
you understand, these things work hand in hand.
Oh, yes.
When you go there, and you will go there because your quarry is there, you will do this other thing. Right?
And just so that I'm crystal clear, much like this palace.
Yeah.
I will do this thing simply because you have already told me where my prey is.
Oh, no. You misunderstand. Misunderstandings happen. He's there. You can have him. I don't care about your quarry. It's the rabbit that's out in the bushes, right?
Yes.
I'm telling you that when you catch your rabbit, burn the fields to the ground.
Okay.
And if you don't,
yes,
you'll never leave my city.
Oh, this is your city. See, this is the problem with being new to this town. I hear this Valerius guy, he runs the droid, but I don't know. So it's very good to meet you.
Valerius is a figurehead.
I've heard this. That's why I assume you're the one in power.
White suit in a chair. He's there until Mithras returns.
I understand.
And he's nothing. He's nothing to me. He's nothing to you. He is nothing to your quarry. The Crystal Palace. Do what you want to it. But do something to it. Or don't come back north of the river.
Oh. Such power. It's intoxicating sitting across from you. What is this gangrel's name?
What is the gangrel's name? Oh, it's, General Sir Arthur Halesworth.
Oh, I remember this dude. Okay.
General Sir. Oh, he loves going by General Sir. General Sir Arthur Halesworth. Pompous, arrogant son of a bitch. Thinks he's Ventrum. Look, mind you, we practice the masquerade here, so you don't reveal yourself to the mortals.
Well, of course. Where I'm from, we have this as well.
And you don't harm the other kindred.
Oh, wait a minute. You just asked me to harm another kindred. I see what you're
not.
saying. You're asking me to go a roundabout way. I understand.
I said nothing of the sort. Don't you ever put that on me.
Of course not. You're a very powerful man. You run the city. You've already told me. I'd be crazy to do such a thing.
I don't know if I like you.
You don't have to like me, friend. We just have to work well together. And you give me valuable information. I thank you very much so. I will take care of this problem you have. For sure.
He'll, without saying a word, just push his chair back, get up, and leave. Lenoir watched the whole thing happen with a smile on his face, and Horace Holden was taking notes.
And when I look over and I see both of them, I'll wink at them.
What to do about something.
Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Lilith, let's catch up with you at this point, because the gangrel said he was taking the night off. What are you doing? Arthur, are you staying in your room, or are you going out?
Arthur's gonna go to Lilith because she missed last week. I'm honestly curious to see what she does in this time period.
I'm being watched.
Woohoo! Thank you very much for the cheer. That was
Cheers!
Anonymous cheer. Thank you so much.
No, because this is because we've had more time in this space in this theater than Lilith has, and I want to see how Lilith is in this unfamiliar sandbox. I've had scenes. I've double talked. I will continue doing so after she has her moment.
Okay.
So proceed with Lilith.
I'll be right back. You guys keep going.
How dare!
Let me take Lilith down to the street then. The street where you came in on is very familiar. It's the same as it was when you arrived. Foggy, damp, dark. It's not as noisy as it is during the day, but there's still quite a bit of life at night. There's carriages and people, and Sri Sansa is still hawking his wares from his tiny little booth. The area where Dusable arrived was pretty much the exact same spot. The middle of the road, commercial street, middle of the day, just by happenstance, you guess. And he burst into flames almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on which way he was facing, he would have had to have gone left or south towards the river.
Right.
There's a little alleyway that opens up into a full dock. So the alleyway lasts about the length of a small building or half block. Then it opens up to a street, on a dock, and then the river. He was on fire as he ran through the alleyway, and he leapt into the Thames from there.
Yeah.
Give me a wits awareness roll,
Right,
or a
let's see.
wits investigation, because you're good at that too. And just add those dice up and roll that as a number of d10s.
Yeah, I can do that. Investigation.
Or that kind of screws us out of the hunger dice mechanic of the sheet. So, wow.
The ST can always choose which number is your hunger die.
I think I did the wrong little less than sign. Sorry, what's up?
Yeah, that was 4d10 and you had greater than 6 F1.
Yeah. Because I think, let me try it this way.
Because it doesn't count because it removes ones.
Yeah.
But it doesn't count tens as 2, unfortunately.
That's
a more complex macro that goes into coding on the sheets.
Oh, I see. So it's just
Okay,
2
so we're just
successes.
gonna have to-
Oh, let me adjust the picture.
Out of your wits and investigation, you only have 4 dice.
Wits investigation. Yeah, I don't think you. Yeah, I've got a wits awareness is better.
All right, roll a wits awareness.
Hmm.
I thought your investigation was better than that. But... Wish I could get the sheet to work right.
Yeah.
If only, right?
And I wonder if if Roll20 updated recently, and there's just now like a hiccup.
Yeah. I do have a question. I fed before the night began. I don't think I moved my hunger dice down.
Did you feed to?
I fed to
full?
I have 3. I fed 2. Didn't I? Is that right?
I thought you fed 2, but then didn't you wake up and roll your hunger and you were hungry?
No, because that was the start of the night before we went to Bainbridge is when I fed.
All right, because you went with Julian.
Yeah.
And Julian tried to see if the
I'm just wanting,
difference in timeline.
Yeah, I just wanted a confirmation before I just basically went ahead and changed it on my sheet. It's probably just me. I probably just didn't do it.
Damn sheet's broken. I tried to roll that off of your sheet and see if it would do anything different for me, and it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, so I've got 5D dice overall.
You
in my
rolled
wits
2
awareness.
10s in there, so that's going to be automatic 4 successes.
Yeah.
You'll find charred clothing from a very modern era. You'll find charred personal remains, not personal remains, but like a billfold and shoes.
Yeah.
Everything burned off of him is what you get the impression of.
Look for a phone.
Well, right. I mean, I'd be picking up anything I'm finding. I wouldn't just be walking past all this.
There's scraps. You're finding scraps, bits and pieces of stuff.
Right. Yeah. I mean, do I see his phone? I'm assuming he has one if everyone has one.
He does have one. You don't see it.
Okay. All right. I mean, is there a discernible path based off what I'm finding?
You could see right where he would have jumped in the river at the closest point across the street from where that alleyway empties out.
Yeah. And I guess my next would be, which way does the shoreline look closer, right or left, for where he jumped out? Because I'd assume we'd have to swim back.
If you're assuming he swam back
to
this side, the north side, he could have come up anywhere because this is the docks. There are ladders that lead down into the water every 50 feet,
Okay. The next thing I'd want to see is what kind of speed the current has, if it's substantial or if it's not, because then whether or not he maybe just fell into.
Even though the Thames is a river, it's been heavily modified, so it's mostly a canal at this point because it's been made to have docks facing out to the canal. It also has a canal that goes through into a loading section. Now that's not near where you are, but because of all this work that's been done, everything is fairly accessible.
Yeah. Then the final thing I'd look for before turning to Arthur for, I guess, a tail between the legs and head back to the talking duck or whatever it was.
See?
It is the bloated squirrel. Yes.
The bloated squirrel.
What else do you want to look at?
As if there was a discernible trail of the water and dirt and grime around anywhere in the vicinity.
Thames water, grime at the docks.
Yeah.
It's
constantly flashing.
To find it everywhere.
Yeah.
But the current that you were asking about isn't much. It's the boats come through here very, very, very slowly. They're not pushed along by a current usually.
Okay.
It's fairly stagnant water, though it does move. It's just pretty nasty.
So I turn to Arthur and I'd say, whether or not he.
Well, he's back in his thing.
Oh, I thought he was with me. Sorry.
Not with you.
Oh.
But if.
No.
You're all by your lonesome there.
Okay, that's fine. I just thought he was with me. I don't know. I guess I'd have to turn tail and see if I could stir up any sort of someone looking for burned, charred, or seeing a charred up human, or not human, but you obviously know what I mean. Walking.
It happened in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
The
right, but he would have had to come up potentially at like the start of the same day that we're on now, right? Or the same night.
He would have had to come up, as soon as the sun went down.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really all that I was looking to see if anyone saw him after he came back up from. Okay.
Not here, not at the docks.
Yeah, fair enough. And I will go back to the. I'll go back to the ruptured duck. Is that what?
Yep.
I definitely didn't remember originally.
Listen, you're
all mocking me.
You're ahead of Vanyo. That's fine. That's all that matters. We won. We're on the right side of the Crimean War, so don't worry about it.
And then look over what I found. I mean, obviously, this was kind of picking up stuff. I didn't actually rifle through anything.
Yeah. Clothing, a shoe, part of a wallet. But it's all very, very modern. It had to have been his, and it was definitely on fire.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll show him that I found where he went in, but that's it, really. Then ask what they found snuffed up.
Is the wallet burned?
Yeah, that too, mostly.
Yeah.
The disabled strikes me as the kind to have like black, platinum, diamond, like limitless cards. Does he have those?
If he did, they melted. What are you gonna use your diners club on in 1859 anyway?
Just have it.
I fully intend on going back and making his offshore bank accounts my offshore bank accounts. So that way I can't just swing my economic dingle around like Julian does.
Right.
Think of it as half a wallet, and no, there's nothing useful in it.
Right.
Open it up and just like a on fire moth just comes like
it dies.
Save me! Well, that's we have confirmation that he is here. And is there like a driver's license or like a passport card that's discernible?
The wallet's from 100 years in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be pretty overt.
The shoe is the style not yet.
Listen, Arthur had no idea this was fucking possible outside of like BBC and Bill and Ted. And then all of a sudden he's living it. And there's no phone booth. He was lied to.
Exactly.
It's more Doctor Strange than Doctor Who, and he feels betrayed. But it's the thing, like, because Dusable was an influential individual. He might have scions. He might have Childer that might have bought into his bullshit. He was all about the blood bonding. Just to make sure that we are only dealing with Dusable, if it is possible to see that there's any like monogram stamp on the wallet, or if there's like a photo of himself instead of his mom or sire or whatever, like something to where we can confirm that it's him.
In that case, no.
Where's all this going down? Did you guys go up to because we all got rooms at the Ruptured Duck, right?
Yeah.
No one was the room with me.
Okay. I'm down in the common room. So
okay,
that's you guys doing that.
Arthur's got 3 dots in investigation. It's his thing to be analytical with this shit.
No. Continue on, man.
Yeah, no, but he's going like, yeah, it's like, oh, there's the driver's license, get the cards, there's the Jamba Juice, it is dust. It's this.
You know what? You can have his Jamba Juice card.
Yes. I was just gonna just like go to like Hendrix, get yourself something nice. It's like I can't have this anymore. Poor Hendrix. Anyway, so with the that makes me.
Sorry.
I miss Napoleon more now. Thank you for.
No, just a wild dog appeared. It was a little puppy, and
It's adorable. Dogs make everything better.
No, it's watch our view like our viewers just go.
Oh my God, that's such a great plan. Okay, we're gonna talk after the stream, guys.
D&D with dogs.
That's called Pugmire, also made by Onyx Path.
Yeah, but these are actually that's a real puppy right there. But anyways,
not to detract from the current thing. Okay, so we have there's someone from our century who's here, presumably disabled. There's no guarantee that he doesn't have present scions, childer, disciples, whatever he fucking wants to call them, with him. It seemed Patricia wanted to stop him. Correct?
Who did?
Portia.
Or Portia, sorry.
Portia, yeah.
Portia.
Portia.
I hope so.
She sent you here to try.
Alright, so this, it's not like the. Okay.
You know, just on the side, I am pretty proud of my own time travel rules that I created for this little adventure. And I want to assure you, there are rules. They're just not what you expect.
If Vanyo gets eaten like ass first by a paradox entity, then that's his problem. That's what the darkness for you. But it was the wallet and some like articles of clothing.
A couple bits of clothing, a half a wallet with a Jamba Juice card is the only surviving thing, and a shoe.
Okay. The shoe's not a V phone, is it?
No, it's Maxwell Smart.
If this had come out during Prince Maxwell's time, it would have been money. Okay. So, and they're all modern clothes, so he didn't visit. Well, wait. How much of the clothes are intact?
Very little. Pieces, tatters, just.
Is there a possible roll I could do in the initial like eyeing up?
Thanks for the cheer for the puppy.
Yeah, cheer for the puppy. There you go.
We all just need our pets. So,
what do you want to?
Because we had a few encounters with Disable, and Arthur being the detail-oriented kind of sleuth thug that he is, to make a semi-estimate of Disable's measurements.
Oh, your physical size?
Yeah, like height, shoulder.
I think you pretty much remember his size. Yeah. Now, whether you could tell if this scrap of clothing came from a man his size, no.
Yeah, but we're operating off of actual intelligence, which is unfortunately scant. But if Disable is the consistency of overcooked lasagna and is also naked as a jaybird, then it falls to go to the frequented tailors of Kindred society. Say those of this particular measurement are
already have an inn on that front. You've already been to the local clothier on your first night in town. So you could go there and ask, certainly if somebody of a particular size and demeanor.
And it's like this Abel had a, if I recall, he was, like very much like round faced but still anvil jaw, kind of very kind of a imperious professor look.
His shape wouldn't have changed, but if by all accounts he's burned beyond recognition.
If I recall, he once had like a nice beard. That's probably all just burnt plastic. So he'll go to the tailor that they went to. On the and
you won't meet Violet Mary herself. She's very reclusive.
Oh, thank you for the anonymous cheer.
Thank you again. Anonymous.
So many of these. I love it. Anyway,
what is the question you want to ask when you get there?
So,
what do you really want to know?
So, Mary, there is an associate of mine who's coming to town. He's, I believe, perhaps a 42 shoulder, a 38 waist, built kind of like a barrel. He may have come across a little crispy. When they came across, he was opened up in the sunlight. If you heard of the Burning Man, I think it was him.
What you'll discover is that none of the chain of Violet Marys has had anything like that happen, at least recently.
Thank you, Melenray. You're always
Hello,
appreciated. And
Sister
thank you for the cheer very much.
Safe at home in Chicago 160 years in the future.
I can feel, but for Melenray, your thoughts and prayers matter. Thank you, Sister Vindicta.
Yes, the Violet Mary's crew can attest that nobody has come aboard any of their stores looking for clothing that matches your description, but they have all heard this fantastic story about the Burning Man jumping in the river. The later you go in the evening, in fact, the more people seem to have heard about it. News travels very fast in this Kindred society.
Kin and kind love to gossip.
They love to gossip. And for a city that does not have the technological wherewithal, this news is spreading very fast.
If only we were in St. Petersburg. I've got a song for that. Anyway.
Thank you, Salinity Rose, for cheering.
Yay!
Yay. Thank you so much, guys.
So, not to, of course, wearing your threads, they fit me like a second skin. I love their sublime. But I need to find this associate of mine. If you have business associates and perhaps sisters of the sewing of the pants, something where you all exchange traits.
Traveling pants.
No, this is sewing. They are seamstresses. The sewing of the pants. But in your discovery of, this is, do you have unions yet? This is more of an American thing.
I
don't think they do. It's just they're still like,
thank you,
faster, child.
Yeah, they still have workhouses, so there's no way there's unions.
So, that cheer was for the Sisterhood of the Sewing Pants, by the way.
This is why I'm here.
Oh.
It's just the occasional golden verbal diarrhea.
They will give you a name, someone you can turn to who might know something else.
Of course. And
his name is Wraith Haversham.
Wraith Haversham. Okay. Thank you. And of course, you'll maintain my go-to. This cravat is. This is purely for information. You are my number one gal.
They have your measurements on file.
Of course.
Thank you again, Slinnery.
Now, thank you for your business. And if my you see my friend, the Nubian prince, if he comes by for more astute clothing, put on my tab.
Oh,
He is of a singular taste. He's royalty.
I don't know that they know you're good for money, but excellent.
Right? Put him on my tab. Like, you ain't got no tab.
The job card.
Yes, just like this is like, here you go, the currency of the future.
Give him the Jamba Juice card.
I heard of paper money being used in the Orient. He's well traveled. It's like protection's like, hey, like Sledgehammer. You wanna go practice your protection money racket? But anyways, yeah.
There you go. You picked up a lead, at least, from Violet Mary's.
We've got hooks and leads. That's the plan.
Lilith found what she found out at the dock. Vanyo, you had a conversation.
I did.
Are we all back at the Ruptured Duck then?
Yeah.
If you spread this information amongst yourselves, I think Vanyo would probably volunteer that, hey, you talked to a rape haversack.
So okay. So basically, you guys, I'm down in the common room. So you're gonna, you gonna come into the common room, or you want me to go somewhere? You're just gonna come sit down there?
Common room, hell. At the very least, like there's nothing more kindred than having, what's his fotch, right? Like a penny dreadful about us, and then bragging about it,
Right.
200 plus years down the line. But yeah.
Okay.
He'd find you in the, like, if you're in like either at the bar, cubicle, wherever.
Oh, I have a table.
Sit down.
I have a table.
Yes.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. It's very good to see you.
Excellent.
Thank you, Salinity.
I just keep getting.
What did you find? I had very interesting conversation while you were gone, but I don't want to be rude. You go ahead and tell me what you saw.
I mean, so I would have just come up and seen Vanyo sitting at a table, and just kind of put what I had out on the table and sit back and just sigh. Nothing, yeah.
I see, yes. Well, at least you confirmed that the Burning Man was disabled. This is good information. I did find Vancouver by Night is now hosting us. Thank you very much, Vancouver.
Hey, Vancouver by Night. I like Vancouver by Night, actually.
I had a very interesting visitor while you were gone. I sit here, mind own business, and then this fella comes up to me. It says his name is Wraith Haverban. He's a Nas. He's a Faradu guy. And he
I didn't make that name up, by the way. That's old the darkness, so you just,
Vanyo mutilates words and names and sayings. We've established this.
The meta is giving me an apoplexy.
Yeah.
Oh.
He goes, this might very much interest you, Arthur. I could not believe this. He actually asked me. Well, he asked us, as everyone, to go and kill that gangrel guy. Can you believe it? It's crazy. I think basically what's happening here is that because the information story gets out, people are like, hey, maybe I can tell this guy something, make him do something for me. What he said is that our boy, Dusable, the burn man, he's over in an empty tube station down by Crystal Palace. Says, go over there. And that's where your guy's at. Oh, and by the way, while you're over there, do me this one little favor. Kill this gangrel guy. I was, of course, very shocked by this. And I wanted to...
take the property from him. He didn't say kill him.
I know what he said.
Okay. I thought maybe I was unclear.
Littlest Minish, thank you very much for following. No, I know what I'm doing.
Okay. Just checking.
So first thing I think is, hey, when the gangrel sheriff guy, my buddy, Mr. Valand gets here, I gotta tell him about this. I mean, we got to go look anyway, just in case. Oh, and by the way, he said that if we don't do it, we're never allowed to go north of the Thames.
That don't matter. We're not going to be here for much longer.
I'm just letting you know what this guy said.
Thankfully, we have the sheriff on our side on the north of the Thames. However,
But what we maybe could do is maybe we go tell your friend. Well, he's a clansman, I guess. This General Housley, whatever his name is. Tell them that this the Burning Man is maybe this Nosferatu spy or something over there, and then he could go and check it out for us too, so we don't have to maybe get in trouble.
question to the storyteller.
Yes.
Does Arthur know who embraced his sire, who his sire's sire was? I don't want to Marta McFly myself.
You have a suspicion that it was Hailsworth. But
Okay.
But you're not sure of the circumstances, nor the only thing you know is how he looked, and you know that when you become kindred, you are preserved at that particular point in your life. So he's not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a young man, and you knew him when he was much, much older. So this is still a ways away for him. But yeah, you think it was Hailsworth.
How do I put this? Do not kill Hailsworth. We can torpor. You can stick in the heart, torpor, throw on the basement.
What are you talking about doing, man?
I'm talking if you wish for me to be part of your coterie.
I'm not talking about killing anyone.
We just need.
Wow, this guy here is very lustful. I tell you, this is what this guy, Basil Rathbone, man, he come over here, he tells me, you gotta do this. I'm letting you know. I didn't say do it. Besides, you're not supposed to do those things. Come on, man.
We're here for one purpose alone. We need to get Dusable out of here, whatever the cost. We don't need to get tangled up in that mess. It'll only cause problems for us in the future.
Oh, I'm not thinking that we get involved with any mess, but if there's some validity to what this guy tells me, we should go check it out. Just look. I'm not saying go over there and kill the guy. And maybe, tell this, it's, little this, little that,
You're all back at the Ruptured Duck, am I correct? And you're in that main room?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you there. Get you off the map here. I like the noise here. Haversham's not there anymore. Whoosh, he's gone. As you're having your discussion at your table, Vanya, Bainbridge will walk back in. Well, walk in for the first time, but he's been here before. The first time you've seen him here, puts his glasses down, looks around, finds you in the corner, and he'll come and he'll sit down with you. Are you still swilling the wine around?
Yeah. Ah, Bainbridge. It's very good to see you.
he motions for the bartender to bring him some too. Bring some wine and some fruit. So in a second, a little bowl of fruit with some grapes, pears, peaches, apple sits there, and he's got a nice glass of wine. Say, I think I have something that you're going to like. And he'll take the wine.
Oh, my friend, we need to talk.
And then he grabs a grape and he pops it in his mouth and eats.
Oh, yes. Yes, we need to talk later. Oh, for sure. What do you have, my friend? It's very good to see you.
I have considered your situation and I come to the conclusion that you need someone with real insight.
Oh, yes.
We have a seer that I can take.
Yes.
Would you like to go see a seer?
Very much so.
Then we'll do that when we come back after the break.
Excellent.
Not this shit again. I know the answer. I will sit down. That is fine.
All right, everybody. We'll be right back. So go ahead, take your breaks, get your beverages, your snackages, all that sort of thing, and we will be back momentarily. And don't go away.
Stay right where.
And we're back. Hello.
Hello.
Again?
Did I take it off mute? Yes, I did. Is that what you asked?
No, did you run the opening again?
No, I didn't run the opening again.
Ah, we should run the opening again. It's only 20 seconds long.
Okay, hey, everybody, hold on. We're gonna run the opening again. We'll be right back.
Hello, mates. Welcome to London. Now, run for your lives.
And we're back. There you go.
Good stuff, huh? I love that opening. I use that all the time. And you see, the reason we can run that again.
Oh, don't even start.
It's 20 seconds long. It's not 2.5 minutes of monologue that nobody ever listens to.
This is gonna become a meme in itself, and
I hope so.
You two are to blame. It's not the length.
You
of the
thought.
count.
You thought
It's not
that.
the length.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You thought
It's not the length of the. It's not the length of the opening that matters, Bubby. It's the content that matters.
See, there you go. Thank you, Milen Ray. Yes, yes. You thought that the other openings were long. Wait till Sector 1, Part 3.
Oh my God!
Which reminds me, I got to get that together because we gotta get that taken care of. Anyway,
you know,
we're playing.
That was short opening too. That Sector 1.
Yes, it was. I relented to your wisdom. Do you see how he did that?
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
So welcome back to a little vampire game. I've been checking out a little bit of the chat and stuff. And yes, we're technically playing a V5 game, a Vampire 5th Edition game, but we're back in this sort of classic World of Darkness world. Victorian vampires, where most of these characters came out of. So a little mashup, a little something that is, I don't know, not out there normally. You know, the V5 has been played in a very modern setting. Here we're just trying to give it a little classic twist. And to that end, Bainbridge just sat down in front of you and started drinking. Popped a grape in his mouth, threw back some wine, and didn't just swish it around in his mouth. Back out, drank it all the way down.
I'm very jealous.
It's a trick. It's a good trick.
I'm going to
Some
talk to him.
vampires know how to.
We're going to talk. Me and him. Booby. Let's talk. Yes,
So
very much so. We want to go see the seer.
He wants to take you to a seer. It's close. But we take a carriage if you don't mind.
Oh, yes.
If you join him, if there's anything else you guys want to do, let me know now.
No.
This is it. This is all you want to do. And no Julian. Julian has not appeared. And let's say that it's probably later in the evening now. You've maybe got just a few hours to go before the sun starts peeking its ugly head over the horizon.
He's probably murdered the Duke of Cambridge and taken over his house at this point.
Anything's possible.
It's Julian. But before leaving, Arthur will stop at the concierge. It's like there would be a. He goes by either Julian White or Julian Black, as a dark-skinned individual, well dressed. Will probably be overtly terse, to put it politely. I just send him up to one of the rooms, as allotted to us. He's the missing party. Do not ask questions. He's a very pissy boy.
They can handle it. They think they can handle it.
My sweet summer child, what do you know? Fear. Okay. C'est la vie. Proceed. Of course, the British always, the English know what is best all the time. Yes.
Out into the streets for a short carriage ride west, heading past the financial district and into some of the more hoity-toity. The Houses of Parliament, the construction of Big Ben, almost complete, very near the top.
I totally agree with Julian. That's where his sucker's hiding out. He's up in Big Ben.
Upon its completion, Big Ben will be among the tallest structures in the world and definitely the tallest structure in London at the time. But in its shadow, you find yourself at a very nice home. An estate, big mansion-like house. The carriage pulls up to the front, and Bainbridge will escort you to the front door. A few minutes, a butler will answer. You'll be led inside. Going down a couple of flight of stairs, you are obviously in a basement, and Bainbridge opens a nondescript door into a library.
This is starting, even though Vanya was never around. Oh, this is different, Seer. Ooh, look at that.
Is it like nondescript and where it is just like
the
plain?
library may look familiar to each of you. It looks identical to Critias's library. And for those of you that had been down into the Salubri's library in the Labyrinth, it looks identical to that as well. That library was, of course, based on a university in Ireland. So, just maybe it's popular, maybe it's coincidence, maybe I just don't have that many good library photos.
No, the center of the universe library is way creepier. Proceed.
Yeah, right.
Bainbridge will bring you into the room and introduce you solemnly. This is a salubri. Well, she's becoming a salubri. It's not a training, it's more of a transformation. She's already taken out her own eyes. Soon, she'll grow one in her forehead. It's a wonderful transformation. She's one of the last in the world.
Um,
The Salubri, as you could see, blinded, bleeding, will tell Bainbridge he does not need to whisper. Come, friends, and sit.
Of course, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am Vanyo Konya.
Hello, Vanyo.
He'll take a seat close to her.
And who else have we got?
question for the storyteller.
Sure.
The angles of her cheekbones, her jaw, her chin, her overall, the slant of her neck, clavicle. Is this familiar? Sans, perhaps. The big old peeper in the forehead.
Yes. If
Fuck me running. Okay.
Oh, you didn't see that? Of course it was her.
I think that is Arthur's internal like cockatiel going like
do you feel like you might be out of control?
Yeah,
You need to
but
roll
I am not Julian. Control is not my thing. Because social control I never have because Julian physical control, different story.
It's amazing how much Mr. Black has control over you, Arthur.
And there's you know what they say, trickle down economics refers to these shits that rolls downhill.
Yes, I don't know what that means, but I'm sure you answered my question.
Of course, you're a communist, of course. Never mind,
Hey,
it's fine.
what are you talking about? I'm Georgian.
I'm Georgian, man.
That's just what makes a red man red, huh? Never mind. Arthur will just take it.
I will remind you that it's hard to tell because the Salubri that you met had full vision.
Right.
You were able to look in her eyes, at what point she would close her eyes and her third eye would open. If this is the same woman, it is at a different point in her timeline. And she does not yet have the third eye in her forehead, and she does not have her own sight. So it's hard to look into her eyes and know if it's really her.
Presumably it's, whatever their weird thing is of them being like a child there. They're going through their...
It is a transformation, as he said, not a training.
Okay.
What are you guys doing? Sit down. Introduce yourself. Don't be rude.
I would just, Lilith.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
Hello, dear. Welcome. She reaches out her hand towards Arthur.
Them.
Do you grab her hand?
Do it.
Do it. He can't not. Those kinds of manners were beaten into him with a really rough belt. He has to.
Then she'll say hello.
Madame.
Oh. She turns to you, Arthur, and says, has anyone ever told you that your existence is in question?
Wait, there was an individual I ran into. A few. Nietzsche and Freud were their names. They told me the exact same thing. 2 out of 3. You would be the third.
You come to me out of time and place.
What?
As I have seen you before, perhaps this is my first time seeing you. And this is the first among everyone here. I am I have few reservations in being so candid with, because you are what you are. I am what I am. Schrodinger's vampire. Thank you, bad jokes. That's you earned that. You earned that Twitch title.
Good one.
As you say, I may.
Oh, you bring trouble, Gangrel, and you know not how.
If you're being candid, is it me or the company I keep?
The company you keep is going to. I can see what they need. But you, I cannot see what you need. I cannot see how and why. And it hurts. She has to pull away from me.
You can, with your sight beyond sight, you can see through the more mortal and mundane dimensions of perception, yes?
I think so. I don't know what to call it.
And seeing as how we have met before, or we meet later, you will know.
Who rolled something? Oh.
You can read it later.
There is a musical anecdote that comes out after my embrace that inspired me. Befitting we are in this country under a queen. I want it all.
We too have a queen. Queen Anne. Beware her power.
I wouldn't step on the toes of the sleeping lion, as it was. Wars have come and will go. This city, this little speck of island, has a great part to play. A great part that is requisite for my existence. But on my own shitty little island called Chicago, I want it all.
I see something for you.
A great change.
It was time that has been your undoing, all of you. Time has undone you, or you are undone from time. It is a strange thing, time. I don't know much about it. But go to the museum. Find Highland Bay. Ooh, find all of Highland Bay. And he may help you sort out your temporal problems.
Is it like Heil as in Heil?
Halim. Halim.
Okay.
Halim, however you want to put it. Halim Bay. And Bey is good enough.
Okay. I'm presuming the British Museum.
The British Museum, yes.
not the Museum of Cambridge, and etc. etc. This, the empire is many.
Vanya,
for your time,
Yes.
ma'am.
She reaches out her hand towards you, just sort of blindly.
I'll reach over. I'm sitting right next to her. So.
Yes, she'll practically hit you in the face with it. She's reaching too far.
I'll take her hand.
You have a quarry.
Well,
Yes.
yes.
You chase a man. You chase the burned man.
Yes.
He is south. He is south. Where you know he is south.
Oh.
What you do not know is he waits for you.
Yes.
He waits there for you. He makes preparations. Oh, he makes preparations for all of you. Then she has to pull away from you because it gets too painful. Lilith, dear, ask your question.
Yeah, Lilith.
I don't think I should.
You're amongst friends. Don't be shy. Come on now.
I'm not sure I know what the question is, to be honest.
What do you
There's so many questions, it's hard to choose.
Ask the one that will give you the guidance or the comfort that you need.
I don't think there's comfort to be had. This world was so different than I thought it was going to be. This isn't what I imagined. Is the Camarilla the right way to go?
A question of ages. A question of philosophy. A question of trust and protection. What would we give up for our own security? Question of ages. You see a city questioning itself, wondering if it's going to continue to exist, wondering if our rules are too strict or not strict enough, wondering if we can truly hide who we are. And the answer is this. The Camarilla is only right when it works. When there is dissent, dissatisfaction, when there is machinations working against it, it fails quickly. Sometimes terribly. London, I have seen it. It will fall. All of Kindred, the city, will die a final death. And yet, I can see a London beyond the fall. I see a London for Kindred that exists in your time. The Camarilla works when it works, and it fails when it fails, like all philosophy and government.
You got that right.
Just something so fragile actually work. If you can pick it apart by the smallest amount of doubt, is that ever the right way?
Well, that isn't a question that I can answer. I can tell you the Camarilla survives by its rules.
It's not what I wanted to hear.
Friends, I leave you a warning. Queen Anne seeks the throne. She, in Mithras's absence, wishes to rule the city. She's fed up with the absentee leadership of Valerius. But she is dangerous beyond words. Be careful of her. Be careful that you don't end up in the tower. You should know, too, she has many on her side, under her control. Bainbridge here is one of them. Well, I say, what do you mean? He'll take offense, but Salubri speaks the truth.
Vanya will wink at him.
I don't know what she's talking about. If you're prepared, I have a door for you.
Oh. Might I ask where this door goes to?
Goes where you need to go.
May I ask a question, madame?
Of course, Arthur.
Do you have a door for everyone in the room?
I have a door for all of you. But not an individual one, no.
Sounds like then you have a very low vote of confidence, Bainbridge.
Oh. I know who I can trust.
I think she just speaks in truths. Nothing more.
This isn't... And Arthur's the same stubble Arthur's had for years. He's just gonna just flex out gangrel claws and scratch at his cheek.
Be careful there, man. You might cut yourself.
If I want to hurt someone with these, I know how.
Oh.
He's unblinking, because Arthur doesn't have the blush of life. He doesn't blink. He doesn't breathe.
Nope.
Full-on psychopath. Just
Is Bainbridge, are you coming with us through the door?
Oh, no. I am taking the carriage.
Is there a pen and a paper, I assume, in here, correct?
It's a library.
Yeah, okay.
You'll probably find some ink and a quill and...
Sure, excellent. So what I'll do, Vanya will do is he'll get just one moment and for sure we'll be able to be on our way. And he'll go over and he's going to write something on a piece of paper, blow on it, of course, dry it off, fold it up to a piece, fold it up a little bit, walk over. This is for you, my friend.
Who's he giving for Bainbridge?
Yeah, to Bainbridge. Says, I'm sure that we'll be talking again soon in the future. It was very good to meet you, and I appreciate everything that you have done for us.
Did you just give him an address in Chicago?
I thank you for all that you have done for us, Mr. Bainbridge.
Oh, well, thank you, I suppose.
So, where is this door?
It's usually that one over there.
Yes.
Arthur will just point to the one that,
the
with
one
that.
you came through, the only door in the room. Here you go again.
Do not ask questions. It's easier that way, less happens.
More.
There you go.
Oh,
That was also in there.
I got you.
Okay. Very well. Come, my friends.
Are you going to go through the doors? Is everybody prepared? Are you?
Arthur's gonna hang back.
Okay.
Arthur will go last. He usually does the weird. He's either the first or the last.
I think you should go first.
I have got a predisposition for these kinds of things.
Ah, you don't want to be the first one jumped when we go through. I understand.
It is less so much that I have been bamboozled by this carnival act before.
All right then, okay. So, Vanyo opens up the door. He just walks straight through.
Vanya walks through the door.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Through the door I go.
Lilith walks through the door.
Arthur's gonna pause. He's gonna flex his hands. If I go through that door, I'm not just going to be on the other side of the hallway, am I?
It takes you where you need to go.
It's on the other side of the hallway. I'm going to come back in there. I'm going to. He's gonna just prepare me to and this is rattling off from many languages and go through the door.
You will end up outside, far in the south of London. The top picture is where you're at, more or less. There you go. It's a pastoral view, looking over the hillsides. The city is actually behind you when you step out of this door. It seems to come from a little mausoleum in a small family cemetery just off the grounds of the Crystal Palace. Ahead of you in the distance, a giant glass structure of immense beauty. An architectural wonder of the time. It was meant to hold either a World's Fair or a world exhibition. At this point, it's got several different displays from around the world. It is, of course, night.
Oh, that's good. So,
but it is early in the morning. It's pushing 5 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Being this far south of the city, you won't make it back to the Ruptured Duck in time. You've got about an hour. What would you like to do?
How far are we from the Thames?
This is where your friend is, the general. Why don't we just go and ask for some hospitality to spend the evening with?
And are you every friend with your particular clan?
Of course.
Yeah, this is very special, huh? It's all unicorns and ponies. Okay.
Everybody's a bruja.
I was just gonna look for a cave or something to crash in for the day.
Because how far away from the Thames are we?
You're at least a couple of miles.
So not able to make on foot. Okay.
Not in the time you have.
Thank you, Melenre. And your unicorn.
It's thematic. Okay.
I'm not sure. Yes. Well, I'm going up to this house here. Vanya starts walking up to the Crystal Palace.
It's a big monolith, so it's a little ways in ahead of you. If you start walking, it's like walking across the field.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Twist my arm, my
Thank
twist
you,
your neck.
Salinity Rose.
With all the trepidation and indignation, Arthur will just tug at his vest and frock coat.
Everything makes Arthur uncomfortable.
I have to wear clothes. I don't have my support animal. Everything is shit. He's gonna go and just wrap on the primarily like lead and glass facade of the Crystal Palace.
At this hour, it's empty. You can look through the glass and you could see the halls stretch on forever. It's a good quarter of a mile long, and it's sort of in the shape of a T, so there's even a longer hallway once you get inside. The displays at this point are from different regions around the world. There's an Africa section, there's an Egypt section, there's an American West. There's all kinds of displays, taxidermy, modern contraptions, but there are no people.
Night Rigger. Well, that's easier than one would think. Welcome to the days before burglar alarms.
And Lilith, if you're looking for a cave or something, that little door that you walked out of, when you go to look back through it, is just a little mausoleum. At worst scenario, you could just go sit in there.
Yeah. I mean, does this place look like people are there regularly, or is it like dust covered?
It's open every day, and it's very popular with the tourists, especially in the summertime. This is something to behold, and people come from the city to see it. People come from around the world to see it. It's closed at night, though, and it is kind of far from London.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that you can notice is there is an entryway to an underground station that has yet to be complete.
If I start walking up there and I notice that Lilith is lagging behind and not coming, Vanya will turn around and go, "What are you waiting for, my dear? Come on, there's going to be plenty of place to lay down in here somewhere. Don't dirty your dress."
Wolfsconch just called me out in chat. How dare you? That's a personal attack. You're not wrong, though.
And does Vanyo see the station entry when he was there?
Lilith sees it for sure, since she was looking for underground places. But what are you looking for, Vanyo? You seem to be taken with the building itself.
Actually, I was just concerned that Lilith was just going to get left behind, so I was just, as he would be leaving.
I think she's tagging along, at least so far.
Okay. Yeah. But if he would see that, he would say, not to mention...
I mean, if you were trying to go up into the building, I wouldn't want to go up into the building. I don't think it's worth going in there. You run in directly into someone, potentially a janitor, not janitors, but we don't have them this late. I'd be more interested in the underground. I don't think that we need to go up there. There's constantly people going through there. Why would Dustable be...
My dear, you can't go into that little underground thing over there. That's where Dusable's at. We must wait till tomorrow night when we will go in there and confront him. So let's go and relax in luxury. There must be very nice basements in this place. Who knows? Maybe even the coffin I could lay in.
Oh. What if he's not there in the morning, evening, nighttime, whatever it is?
Then we hunt once again.
Well, we could turn around and just go there right now if you're ready.
I mean, because we're talking full underground, right? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, the Crystal Palace Station is a full underground lair, for lack of a better term.
And you recall the unpleasantness. Go ahead.
I was just kind of hoping, if we go up in there, wait till the next night, we might make friends with Mr. Halsworth, and then Mr. Halsworth maybe comes along with us to help us with this disabled thing downstairs, because, the lady said he's waiting for us. Better to have some people here that maybe would be, I don't want to say expendable, but...
I wonder if anybody caught that. Yeah.
I mean, I give go up with you.
You just want a little robot on
Probably
you.
is better to do in the morning, but
She agreed.
I
read between the lines.
in, and yeah.
You want a little robot on me. Vanya seems to think you're agreeing with him.
I did agree. I'll give in for now, knowing that it's worth it. But I think that I might have the little hour up my sleeve still to go down and see.
That's true. You can stay up past that crack of dawn.
Yeah.
That's a very useful feature.
Yeah. So
now, we tried this before, I'll remind you, and of the 4 of you, I think only one of you made it. Or maybe 2 of you made it. One of you didn't at all. Sister Vindicta spent that entire episode passed out on somebody's shoulder.
Hello. The one with the strength score? Yes, it is me.
So, I mean, you could try. You run the risk of being the only one able to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go down there so
bad.
But I think Vanya's right. I mean, it's better in numbers, and we're not going to be able to stop. I'm not going to be able to stop to save on my own.
When you're hunting a predator beast like a bear or a cat, it is impatience which just kills you as surely as the claws and teeth.
That's true. Wait for the opportunity.
Find proper accommodations. I have found mine. We will strike him come first dusk.
Very good. And who knows? Like I say, maybe we make a really good friend. It could happen. I mean, this is his place,
I am seeing a treasure trove. And Arthur's gonna saunter his way over to the Egyptian exhibit. Because these British assholes are gonna put mummy dust in their tea. They don't care,
and so at all.
He's gonna take handfuls of jade scarabs and put them in his pockets. He's like cartouches of gold, and just line his vest and his coat with the plunder of the British Empire.
Vanda, what are you doing? I mean, Otto, what are you doing? We're going to spend the day here. You don't want people coming to the place looking for stolen items. Put them back. You can take it tomorrow night.
They're British. They won't know this.
I hate to say this, my friend, but you're acting like a tourist. Don't worry. It'll be there tomorrow.
Arthur will take do they have a diorama?
What's funny is it's set up as if it is Egypt. So there's sand in planter boxes and fake temple walls, like fake pyramid walls going up. But there is a real 20-foot obelisk that was moved out of Cairo. There is a large sarcophagus that has an actual mummy in it. They've slid the lid over so that you can look in and see that there's a fully wrapped mummy. Actually, fully wrapped but partially exposed so that you can see that there's a mummified body under it.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been awesome to actually go see.
Display cases with headdresses that were worn by kings and queens.
Not to mention, if we're going to talk to your buddy Halsey with, the general, it would do too good to be like robbing from a place that is his.
Look.
But when you walk through each section, it's meant to give you the impression that you've just entered that country. It's like Epcot Center 100 and something years before that. So,
Vanda, you make a fair point. I will put these back and I'll take them when I awake. I understand now why you do all of the antique business. And if there is a non-invaded upon sarcophagus, when we're like, look at the funerary work. Arthur will just peel it open, big spoon the mummy, and just lock himself in. And just like, I hope you don't mind Imhotep. We're going to be close friends. And then just
there is one that you could slide into with one small downside, and that is it's standing upright. But what do you care?
I'm a fucking gangrel. My actual haven in the real world is a filthy basement. This is an upgrade, and I'll just move Imhotep the 37th on top of me. Just
I'll look for the basement. Go find a storeroom. There's got to be a storeroom in this place.
You could find a room full of crates.
Excellent. That's all I need.
Lilith, your options are to go back to the little mausoleum that you guys walked out of nearby, about a quarter mile away, or find something in the building, under the building, or go down into the thing and stay awake. There are choices. No wrong choices.
I know.
Can't go wrong.
I think that I'll go down to the mausoleum, and I'll sleep there for the night.
It's the furthest distance, but it's easy to get to. It's where you saw the view of the Crystal Palace in the distance. The door
is pretty far away. Oh, I didn't realize it was pretty far away.
It's across the field, maybe a quarter mile. Okay.
I would say closer.
That to approach the Crystal Palace itself.
Yeah, I would have stayed closer.
If you want to stay closer, then there's the entrance to the subway where Dusable is, or there's, like Vanyo did, find something in the building under the building.
Realistic. I mean, I'd want to go down to the station to see if there's a place to stay down there. Don't worry.
You're going where he's at. What do you mean, don't worry? I'm not going to have to just fight Dusable. I'm going to have to fight Lilith because he's going to get like mind controlled or something.
Look, maybe we'll get lucky. One of the mummies has the exact same text like on the inside of the wraps. And the linen bandages like they sometimes do. I'm just saying, Sutek and the Ministry, formerly the Setites, they knew their shit. But that's me begging for too much.
The entrance to the Palace Station is just off of the main entrance, or the subway entrance is just off of the main door to the entrance to the Crystal Palace. So it's right there. The sun will be up soon.
Yeah.
Once you go down there, you probably won't have a chance to go anywhere else.
Yes. I'm going.
Then for you, let me see, what do I have any music running here?
No, not at the moment.
I think we need some.
Oh, yes, you do.
Get that for bones.
The Bowden music. Put it on a loop. There you go.
I hate it.
Sure, on the bottom. Under the picture that I showed you of the Crystal Palace is the picture of the Crystal Palace station. Yeah, did you get that?
Yeah. It's up there. It's not as far up as it would like it to be, but
That's okay.
unless you can move the actual picture up just a scooch.
How's that? Let me. Oh, I gotta select it.
Some aesthetic.
There you go. Perfect.
That one?
Yep, there you go. Is that an actual old subway station?
That is the actual Crystal Palace subway station when during a recent archaeological preservation. Nice. They're trying to rebuild it like it was, but some of the tile work is very hard to replicate, as you can imagine.
Right.
About 2.5 stories under the Crystal Palace, Lilith, is a large kind of open room. There are short tunnels that lead off in the main compass directions, north, south, east, and west. And the stairway that comes down kind of circles itself down to this level. What are you doing?
I mean, so I know I have the Bloodhound ability, but I don't remember what it does.
That allows you to differentiate different tastes in the blood, different residue.
Then. And I mean, obviously, I don't see anything as far as tracks or anything down here.
Well, I don't know. You want to roll something for that?
Sure. Theoretically.
Wits awareness or something?
5 dice. Yeah. So 3 or
whatever your total.
Oh, what? Sorry, that was weird.
Oh, damn! Look at that.
Actually,
you rolled 5 dice and got 6 successes.
That is pretty impressive.
There's a coffin down here.
Get in that.
I mean, yeah, the natural instinct would to be get in there. To see what's in there. Let's just make sure it's empty, see what's going on.
Consume.
Are you going to open the coffin?
Mm-hmm.
Against the far wall, near one of the tunnels leading into the dark, down here in this main room, it looks to be an old, wooden, beat-up coffin with dirt still on it, as if it had been drug out of a grave. When you lift the lid, inside you see a soldier. He seems like he was wearing a British outfit from around the time of the Revolutionary War. He has a sword. No, pistol or anything, but a decorative sword that he was buried with.
Mm-hmm.
He's mostly bone, very, very little flesh. But you know he has eyes because they turn to look at you.
God.
The skeleton, barely more than a skeleton, shifts his head, grabs his sword, and sits up. He's going to attack you.
Oh, shit, Charles.
Yay. All right, so it's been a long time since I've done any sort of combat.
It's going to be a strength brawl versus your dex and your athletics, I believe, to dodge. Or if you wanted to fight him back, it would be a strength brawl contested. So are you going to dodge away, or are you going to start to get into it with it?
I'm going to dodge.
I'm going to dodge. Give me a second here.
As the dice roll, I'm going to speak on the behalf of the rest of us with, for fuck's sake, grace. It's on the 10. Now I understand.
There you go.
Bon chance, mon ami. Proceed.
So
You said, yeah, the next brawl, right?
strength brawl versus strength brawl if you want.
No, I've got more in Dex brawl. That's what. Oh no, agility brawl. Is that what was it for dodging? Sorry, I think I made a wrong choice.
Dex athletics to dodge.
Okay. So, never mind. I'll do that.
Holy crap!
Oh shit!
He's got an 8.
Run.
Yeah.
A little late now. She's not going to get out of the way of that.
Yeah. I mean.
Roll it though.
You can still dodge to mitigate some of that. You might not immediately die.
I mean, if he'll allow me to dodge after the roll, I'll dodge. But I already said I was going to.
You could try Dex Athletics. If you beat an 8, then you're good. But anything less than an 8, it's probably going to turn into some damage for you.
And I can spend 1 willpower to roll up to 3 dice.
Exactly.
Oh.
And you probably should.
Yeah, and I just have the 2 dice I need to re-roll, right?
Which 2? What do you mean?
2 5s.
Yeah.
You got a 6 or 7.
Yeah, you got 2 successes, so you'd only want to roll 2 of those.
Okay.
So you got a 3 compared to his 8.
Yeah, right.
That's a 5. Now, he can't cause you aggravated damage, but he can cause you superficial damage.
Okay.
You've just taken 5 points from him.
Dang.
So each of your health points becomes a slash.
Yes.
When you run all the way through your health points, you start back at the end, and then they become X's. And that's aggravated damage.
Right.
Superficial wounds are easy to recover, aggravated or not.
I was worried that his saber sword, I'm assuming like an officer's saber, was going to be like an Vindictus crucifix where it does ag, and I was just like,
Right.
purely decorative. He's not armed or armored. He's just alive. Swinging a sword at you and cutting you right across your body.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
I mean, how do you kill a skeleton? I'm going to have to try to just get outside. That's all I can try to do.
Now, you had asked, we had talked a little bit in Discord about having a weapon of choice for Lilith that was more your style. And you didn't want to go with a dagger.
Right.
So I suggested that you had one of those flick out clubs.
Right.
That extends into a baton and thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could try to hit him and then disengage, but yeah. Hit him maybe to the point where I knock him out. I mean, that's the best thing I could do at this point.
Pretty sure skeletons don't get knocked out.
And if you can,
I don't think there's anything I can do.
What are you better equipped with, strength or dexterity?
Dex.
You're better with dex, and how is your melee?
2.
2. Roll your dexterity and your melee.
Another 2 successes, so I'm gonna reuse a willpower to re-roll 3 of those.
You can.
Is it?
I can't.
You can, yes.
Oh, I was like, uh-oh.
Mark off your willpower
Yeah.
into a slash and roll it again. Got one more success, so you're at 3.
Yeah.
Is it a flick out mace or like one of the spring loaded like trigger initiation maces?
I was thinking the wrist.
Yeah.
The flick out, yeah.
Locks in place.
Yeah,
so
she flicks it out and then brings it across. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just put it like up in the and just. Centrifugal force.
2. All right, let's see. He doesn't have many dice. Yeah, there you go. He's actually going to take a point of damage right there. So when you bring that club back across, smash, and you will hear a bone crack, probably a rib, and something falls off of him.
Yeah.
By this time, he's going to get up all the way up and draw his sword. He's going to swing again on you. I'll give you the choice. Defend, attack, or run.
I thought I had something. Sorry. So it says blink. The vampire swiftly closes in on a foe, engaging or escaping the blink of an eye.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't. Can I use that? I don't really know.
You can. Where do you want to go?
I mean, mausoleum. No, come to the Crystal Palace, Grace. Don't be stupid. You're closer to that. A lot closer to that. Close vicinity is where I want to be.
Okay, you can make it to the Crystal Palace. The sun is on the horizon, though.
Yeah.
The Crystal Palace is made of glass.
Yeah. Yep.
You are.
I mean, I guess I would have been scoping out on the way up, but I don't know if I'd see anything.
There's hiding down here, or there's. I told you, if you went down, it would be very tough to get back out again, especially before the sun came up.
Yeah.
So where are you running to? You can blink, and blink will get you out of the Crystal Palace. It'll get you up the stairs to the ground level exit if you blink.
Yeah. And
That's just a
yeah, and I can't just do it twice, I guess is what, because I'll be out in the sunlight.
It'll be about ready for the sunlight to go. It's right on it's that glow on the horizon. You can see it through the fog.
But I have the hour that I can be up after the sun is up.
You can. The
Yeah.
sun will still kill you. You'll be wide awake while it happens.
Hey, the good side is if you burst into flames and are just dust, you get to play a cool British chick from the 1849.
I mean, right, I can't beat his dice. I could hit him again. I suppose I can hit him again.
No, you had the right idea to begin with. Get the hell out of there. You just got to pick where you're going to go.
Right, but I can't get anywhere close enough. There's nowhere
you can
to
get
go.
inside the
It's
Crystal
what I'm
Palace.
here.
So
You just got to find his place to hide.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
swap with Arthur. I have trust me, I have an idea.
If only I could send him a message.
It's like,
It doesn't help to switch.
it's
I mean,
Professor X, like,
You don't need the Professor X, people. You have a
What?
phone.
I can text him?
You can call him if you wanted to.
Oh, I didn't realize that functionality worked.
The
I really,
phone
truly
works.
thought that it was just the pinging.
No, it's still, the phone still is communication between all
Oh.
of you. Anybody has a V phone you can communicate with.
Okay.
Mine's on sleep. So I don't know what to say. I'm not.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting for one of you to figure out you could just call Disable. But anyway.
unrelated
gonna
notes.
answer.
If your
New
phone
phone,
rang in
yes.
1859, wouldn't you answer it no matter who was on the other end?
New timeline. Hitherto is calling.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the phone aspect of it worked either.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't, between other phones, other V phones, has full functionality. It just can't connect to networks.
Cool.
Because there are none. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can't connect to the blood work. Anyway.
So there you
Well,
go. Big
I mean,
hit of the game.
And if I could call Arthur, and if he would move out of where he is to let me in there, I would do so.
Yeah. It's like who this?
He's sleepy.
I'm just screaming in his ear.
Is there someone the one that's sitting upright? Don't yell at me.
Just yammering the entire time, waiting for him to get out.
And I was like creak open the sarcophagus with a foot. It's like, ah.
There would probably be room for both of you if you got rid of the mummy. So maybe, I don't want to tell you what to do, but if you could think of,
Buried in the sand.
No, I've got an idea.
one of you and a mummy, or two of you and no mummy.
So it's, 'cause I'm assuming the what the fuck up, Arthur? Phone call I got. There was probably some kind of of an angry skeleton's spooky teeth rattling noise behind her I could hear.
Right?
Yeah, it's a ways behind her after she blinked, but I
Okay,
think you get the message that she's.
The thing is it hot on her heels when she gets to us, or?
Oh no, she blinked away from it, so
Yeah,
she moves a lot faster than it.
I'll just kick the door open. They're gonna snort the mummy or put it in tea anyway, and I'll just take it and just smash it against the sand until it's indiscernible.
Dust.
Yeah, just straight up RKO into the sand pit.
I'm laughing because of the earnestness at which you were trying to protect these treasures not 10 minutes ago.
Listen, do you know how much on the modern day black market an intact mummy will go for?
Yes.
It's not intact anymore.
But the thing is, that's the power of friendship.
Oh my God! What is an after-school special now?
Shut your Georgian mouth.
Okay. So
I can't say Bruja because I see the little inverse anarchy symbols. It's different applications. Yes, bad jokes. I suplexed the fucking mummy. But hey, Lilith is a reliable asset. The mummy is perhaps a one-time investment.
With your second blink, you can make it to his sarcophagus coffin and see the cloudy bone dust of a former mummy and the rags just sitting there in the stand next to it.
Thank you, chat. Gank Thor, it's a tombstone pile driver.
Tombstone pile driver.
Please tell me you at least bury the bits in the sand.
Do you know how brittle you know how brittle those things are?
That's not the point. I can say the people that work there are gonna walk there and go, "What the hell is this exploded mummy here?" Right next to a coffin.
Do I have to roll to letterbox?
No, we're good.
Okay, it's I will roll to like Rock Shrek frenzy litter box this mummy in the sand and
sure you can destroy a long dead skeleton that's going to be pulverized into dust. The wraps that are left on the ground just sort of add to the ambiance of the scene.
There you go.
Where it looks like maybe a mummy had escaped. Ooh, people will talk about it for days.
This physically hurts me, the player, as a person that I did this, but I'm glad my coterie is not on fire. And I'll just like, pardon me, tight fit. Just pull it tight. It's like,
now this is
if you want face to face or the other way, I apologize.
This is the story where you're going to tell your little vampires how you guys really met.
Yes, I'm going to tell Hendrix and Kincaid the Mama Lilith we met at the back in time. How I Met Your Mother, Kindred edition.
You two will snuggle together in an Egyptian sarcophagus.
My snuggle, it's like stop breathing so loud. I cannot breathe.
Elbow in the side.
Your bone dust and mold. Vanyo, you will find yourself an empty crate that's perfectly comfortable.
Probably got that packing hay that they use.
The hay, yeah. No pillow, but they got the hay that's in there, so you're good. I think, even though this is going to make it a short session, I think this is where we need to leave this story.
Makes sense.
When we join us again, the coterie, you will rise from your current sleeping arrangements, and we'll see how hungry you are. And then maybe figure out what to do about the Getty in the basement. Getty, though, by the way, is the proper term for a pseudo-zombie raised by a vampire.
Nice.
Just a little. Throwing that out there for the vampire faithful. So thank you, everybody, for joining us here for another edition of Vampire the Masquerade Wicked City Kindred. Let's go around the room here and introduce ourselves, because I like to do that at the end of the game rather than take all that time at the beginning where people are like, why are they bullshitting for 20 minutes at the top of the show when they could be doing it at the end? Anyway, Will DM, Will DePlaya, talk about yourself for a second.
Hey, everybody. I'm Will DM. On the channel, I run the Tuesday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Greyhawk Adventures. And on Wednesdays, when we're not doing this great, cool stuff, I do other things like Sector 1. And
Yes.
yes. So which will be coming again in the near future. So, and that's pretty much it. That's just me.
Arthur, you French Canadian.
I am Alex Maxwell playing Arthur Verlands on Twitch. I am Stormwolf92, though I've lapsed in streaming because I'm awaiting fresh new games to come out.
Yeah, so am I, man. I'm looking
for Ghost of Tsushima. Anyway,
good games coming out, and just amazing.
But I'm typically here, the same bat channel, same bat time.
And you brought people tonight, man. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah,
give
a shout out to your folks, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shout out to Wolf Quanch, Little Minch, Gankthor, Rexy, and Selly, who are all my assorted friends and players, and also Erwan, who's the missus, who all decided to tune in tonight and give their love, big love back to all of you. Super appreciated. Yes, Little Mitch, I am your GM, and also How I Met Your Mummy, if that's ever going to be the episode title.
That's going to be, we're going to have a spin-off vampire show.
And that's
God. The title, How I Met Your Mummy.
The kindred of our lives.
We could play this game.
We could do this.
Lord,
I want to be an adopted kid. That's all I got to say.
This ship no one ever wanted has already sailed, and we are helpless against it. But thank you, friends, and thank you those who just showed up for showing up and showing your support.
Yeah, as always, to everybody in
and you don't really need to know the story. You'll figure it out. Characters, vampires, stuff happens. Nah, don't worry about the whole plot. Plot's just a thing. Anyway, Grace, welcome back after being gone last week and under tragic circumstances. So
but I'm Grace. I played Lilith, and special guest appearance by my new puppy Moose. So
puppy.
We'll be seeing her a couple of times, I'd assume, over the next couple of forever. So yeah, I had fun tonight. It was great.
Yeah. And if you're watching us on Twitch, if you scroll down a little bit, there's a button where you can go to the Wicked Studios Discord channel. Thank you, Melenre. And when you go down there then you can get in and tell Tony or me or anybody what we did wrong or what we did right, or just hang out and talk or chat or what have you. So there is always
somebody was looking for bios on the characters, so maybe we should post something in the Discord.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
That's
critters are.
Like a Wendy said a Kindred wiki. That's an idea.
A wiki.
A wiki.
That'd be great.
But yeah. Wow.
We're missing Wes tonight, who normally plays Julian. We'll have him back next week, hopefully, because he adds so much panache to the whole show. But tonight, I'm out, and he was gone.
Yeah, right.
He's gonna show up next week, a member of Parliament. Mark me.
Anything is possible in that time frame. And I've been your host, Uncle Tony, storyteller for the Vampire Show here on Wicked Studios LLC, and we'll be back next week to keep this adventure going. So thank you all, and good night.
Good night.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks for stopping by for